Thank you. Good evening. The time is 7 o'clock. We will call the September 25th Oak Park Board of Education regular meeting to order. Ms. Greer, please call the roll.
Clark.
Here.
Corcoran. Here. Davis. Elvin.
Here.
Hoda. Madison.
Here.
And Smith.
Here. Okay, you got me switched up on. So the approval of the agenda was sent to everyone prior to today's meeting. Without objection, we'll pass a motion to approve the agenda by unanimous consent. Is there objection for doing so? Hearing none, the agenda is hereby approved, and we'll go to recitation of district mission and vision. And Trustee Clark, would you like to read the district mission and vision? Right, thank you very much.
The mission is to create an inclusive learning community that provides the best academic and social experience by educating the whole child, one child at a time. The vision is cultivating visionary leaders and compassionate citizens engaged in the global community.
Thank you. We'll move into item 4, approval of consent agenda. We have 2 items on the consent agenda this evening. Is there, if there are no objections to approving the consent agenda by unanimous consent, we can do that. Are there any objections to doing so? Okay, then the consent agenda is hereby approved. And we will go to item number 5, presentations. We don't have any, so we'll go to 6, reports. And we have 1 from our superintendent, Mr. Aguilar.
Thank you, President Elvin. I just have 2 things to report out. Right now, we are sitting around 3195 in enrollment, students seen to date, with total enrolled 3,400. Again, those numbers are fluctuating. Count day is October 4th, so I want to make sure parents are sending in their kids on that day. That's the date that the state utilizes as a target point. We also have parent-teacher conferences on October 12th. That'll be a half day. So this year we are doing 2 sessions to allow flexibility for parents, an AM session and a PM session. That way parents that are working and typically are not able to do the mornings could now do the evenings. And that's, I believe it's 12 to 3 or 12 to 3:30 and 5 to 7:30 to allow parents to come in and meet with their child. They are doing some incentives for parents to attend, and so we're excited about that. And homecoming is this upcoming week. I'm sorry, it's October 6th. The homecoming game is October 6th. We're playing Leaf Ferndale. Homecoming dance is October 7th. If you'd like to join us in chaperoning, you're more than welcome to join us. I believe is at Burton Manor. Is that where?
For homecoming?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's a new venue.
Regency.
The Regency. That's new. Last year was Burton Manor.
Where?
The Regency in Southfield. In Southfield.
Set up 12 now.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So, and that is 6 or 7 to 10 p.m. So if you'd like to join us, make an appearance, we'll be there. And the game is October 6th here. Again, you are our guests, so if you go to the game, there's no fees for board members and their families.
Can I be reimbursed for the basketball?
I'm sorry, all sales are final. And that is all I have.
Before we had this, I think it was a OAA card or something like that.
Yeah.
Do they still have those?
I'm waiting for Coach Carter, but in the meantime, we're just telling you guys they are aware of it, and so there'll be no fee. But I have not gotten anything this year like I did last year from
All right.
our athletic department.
Enrollment 3195 with
Yeah.
students who we've seen.
We've seen to
And
date.
I think you said it was 3,400.
Yep, total enrolled, but
Okay.
either way,
Yeah.
enrollment's up,
Yeah.
so we're looking good.
Okay. Thank you. Any questions for Superintendent Abdul-Ahad? Seeing none, we'll go to public participation. Come to the part of the meeting where the public has an opportunity to address the board if it so desires. Public participation is one-way communication in which members of the public are asked to address the full board with the understanding that board members will not be able to respond. You want to read it?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay. Thank you, Trustee Smith, if you wouldn't mind.
Okay. Public comment. Because the Oak Park Board of Education values public meetings, not just meetings in public, we welcome public comments on school issues. Speakers are asked to express themselves in a civil manner with due process for the dignity and privacies of others who may be affected by public comments. The public comment portion of the meeting cannot be used to make personal attacks against a school board member or school district employee that disrupts the order of the meeting and is totally unrelated to the manner in which the member or employee performs his or her duties. Speakers should be aware that if statements violate the rights of others under the law of defamation or invasion of privacy, such comments may result in legal liability. Most comments can be concisely stated in 3 minutes, and the board respectfully asks that comments remain focused on the topic or issue and not be directed at specific personnel or board members.
Thank you, Trustee Smith. Are there any members of the public who wish to address the board? Any at all? You do?
No, what did you say again?
I'm sorry?
What did you say?
Are there any members of the public who wish to address the board? Can we get you to fill out a card for us really quickly? Thank you.
It's right,
There's a basket behind you.
it's right
with the
behind
cards.
you.
Anyone else who would like to address the board? We gonna wait, no worries.
Twenty-fifth.
Pat.
Dan, we did that.
What happened to the other eight? You know I was gonna ask, I don't know why you didn't. You know what? I expect nothing less.
Okay. Personnel, we have Lydia Vinales
Vinales, yes.
of 28893.
28893 Creek Bend, Farmington
Creek Bend.
Hills, Michigan.
Okay.
Ms. Vinales, the floor is yours.
Okay, hi, my name is Lydia. I'm here because I was interested in starting an after-school program for the schools. The ages are 7 through 16, and the program is, after-school program is for young girls and teaching them about financial literacy, anti-bullying, and self-love. And I've been doing the program now for over a year and been pretty successful at it. And I would teach the girls about loving themselves and anti-bullying, teaching them different techniques. I would do skits with them about how to combat it and when to get the parents involved, and also when to get their administrator involved, and giving them different techniques on when somebody is bullying them, how to combat it. And I will also talk to them about financial literacy, because I feel that when a child learns this skill at a young age, when they become adults, it helps them to know how to pay their bills and things like that. And the reason why I want to do girls, because I can relate to them. And the only reason why I feel a girls program is because if the boys are involved, then that will cause them to be a little distracted. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to bring the program, because I really think it would help the girls, and I'm already doing it, and I have very good success rate. I have a business in Southfield, so I do the program at where I work. I own a salon, so I do it there, and I do it once a month. And the reason why I chose those ages is because 5 and 6, they're a little bit, they can't keep, they mind, excuse me, they can't keep a little, they're not as, what I'm trying to use.
Attentive.
Attentive, yeah. And then the older girls are on their way to college. So that's why I picked those age group. And it's very successful. And I have some pamphlet, if y'all want to see. I only made about 6 of them. I didn't know it was going to be as many.
Just put it right there. Just put it.
And then I have the curriculum and everything. And then you can see, and I could change it from the different curriculum in there. And I just wanted to show you the curriculum that I have in there. So thank you.
Thank you.
Any other members
Yeah.
of the public who wish to address the board? Going once, going twice. Gone, okay. All right, we go to our action items. Action item 8A, bid recommendation, custodial and maintenance services. And Trustee Clark, would you like to read that action?
Resolve that the Oak Park School Board of Education, accepts the administration's recommendation for the purchase of custodial and maintenance services for the time frame of November 1st, 2023 to June 30th, 2027, be awarded to SSC Services of St. Charles, Illinois, the lowest responsible bidder at $7,653,927. These services will be paid for through the Oak Park Schools General Fund.
Okay. Is there a second?
A second.
Motion made by Trustee Clark, seconded by Trustee Corcoran. Anything from the administration on this? You got a question?
Well, I don't know if somebody's going to speak to
Anything
this.
from the administration
I'll
on this?
speak to that. Yes, we did have 17, we had to bid this out. I mean, it's something
Yep.
you do every 4 to 5 years. The contract was actually completed at June 30th. So we've actually gone month to month with our current provider, DM Burr. There were 17 companies that came to our walkthrough, and 10 of them bid on the custodial and maintenance services. We went with really the lowest responsible bidder, which was SSC, who was here tonight. And we let them know, I mean, basically they were, again, the lowest bidder. We checked their references, they all checked out highly. And I think they will bring us to another level with our service this year, going forward. And we are starting November 1st, we're gonna continue the first year through June 30th of 2024, and then there'll be consecutive fiscal years after that. And we're gonna try to, the next time this is bid out, it will be done on a fiscal year basis.
They were also, do you want to speak about, a few years ago, they also bid on this project, so
They
they,
did this a few years ago, they actually were the lowest bidder at that time, I believe. I don't know exactly what transpired there to where they were not chosen. We also, one of those that, one of the leads for the company is an Oak Park resident, or not resident, but a graduate, Oak Park High School. So that kind of weighs favor the bid as well, so.
I had no idea.
Right. You got a question?
Yeah, I have a question. So in all fairness to those resources, employees to those resources and trying to stay within proper restrictions, as far as, different companies, when we change over the so-called changing of the guard, is in all fairness, are we looking, or was the conversation initiated that maybe those outstanding performers who are with this company may be able to have the opportunity to interview or apply for?
I believe they have a transition plan
Okay.
because there are a lot of great people.
Exactly.
And we're grateful for DeMber for their services, and we still have some services. Our security is through DeMber, so we're
Okay.
grateful for them.
Okay.
And we have a lot of great employees, and I believe
We have-
operations is working with that, with SSE on a transition plan.
Okay.
But I didn't, I was kidding about, I didn't know he was an alumni, so I don't want people to say, oh, you said you didn't know. But it's, to me, it's nice that people want to come back home and
Right.
give back to the community they grew up in. It just says a lot about what Oak Park means, the school district, what it means to its former students.
Trustee Corcoran?
Yes. The question that I have is, during the transition, from one to another, I know that back a couple of years ago, we had an itemized list of equipment to each school, and I just wanted to just make sure that, that equipment stays, it doesn't leave, when the other ones.
The operations department is already addressing that. They've already documented all the equipment that we have at each building and within each truck that's used by the DeMber staff. So yes, we are covering that. And we are talking with the employees. We're going to be sitting them down tomorrow and letting them know about the transition program. We have a lot of documentation already in place that we're going to be handing out to them. We want to make the transition as smooth as possible. It's never easy to transition a company like this, but we have a strong team that's working with us already. And Yolanda Hurd, who is our facility supervisor, has been through this 2 or 3 times already. And so she knows what to expect, and we're working that with the employees. We will again be meeting with them this week.
2 quick questions. One is, I assume we felt G&A could not handle this work.
I'm sorry, say that again.
G&A, is that right?
Oh, DeMber?
DeMber.
No, there's another one called G&A. Am I wrong?
Oh, it's on the bid.
Yeah, so-
Oh,
One of
yes,
the
there
bidders.
was one that was, yes, lowest, that's why I say lowest responsible. They didn't have the references to back them up,
Okay.
where they would have been as strong of a candidate. I don't think they could really handle a district the size of ours.
Okay, I only asked because we mentioned that SSC was the lowest bidder, and then, I would have questions about the labor rate, if this, if it's 16.
We're keeping the labor rate the same as what DeMber was.
It was 16 before. Are they having problems finding people at 16?
No, that was increased from what it was.
We increased it, and I believe we addressed the salary, and I agree with you, because it has to be competitive with today's market.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we did increase it with DeMber just to get, because at one point they were offering, was it $14 or 15?
13 to
13
Even
before.
Bump that up.
And
Even
then we-
more than that, it was $10.
Yeah, and you can't get quality and sustainability when,
All right,
so.
understood. Okay. Any other questions on this? Ms. Greer, please call the roll.
Smith,
Yes.
Corcoran,
Yes.
Madison,
Yes.
Elvin,
Yes.
and Clark.
Yes.
Okay, item 8B, NSBA 2024 Conference, April 6th through 8th, 2024, in New Orleans, and Ms. Clark, would you like to read this one as well?
I'll give you it.
Let's go.
Resolved that the Oak Park Board of Education approve the attendance of board members Corcoran, Davis, Elvin, Hoyla, and Madison at the NSBA 2024 Annual Conference and Exposition in New Orleans on April 6th through the 8th, 2024. The expenses covered will include registration, airfare, lodging, and meals. This expense will be paid through the 2023-24 General Fund Board Conference/Workshop account.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Support.
Seconded by trustee Smith. I just want to say that we went to this same conference earlier this year, and I found it to be some, obviously, value add, and it was worth it. When I came back, I also made sure I gave like my top 10 of what I thought was the golden nuggets from the time I spent there. You know, and I hope that all of us can do the same on this go around. If it's not 10, it's 5, whatever it is, but to come back with something so that you know, everybody's aware of the knowledge that we gained while being at this conference. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, Ms. Greer, please call the roll.
Clark,
Yes.
Elvin,
Yes.
Madison,
Yes.
Colburn,
Yes.
and Smith.
Yes.
Thank you. Go to item 8C, approval of Oak Park High School marching band field trip. Trustee Clark. You said I deprived you last time.
One more time.
I'm making sure you get your money.
Resolved that the Oak Park Board of Education approve an out-of-state field trip on 9/30/2023. The performance will be held at Kentucky State University, Frankfort, Kentucky. The bus will leave on 9/30/23 at 2 a.m. and return on 9/31/2023 at 2 a.m.
Okay. Is there a second?
Yes.
Seconded by trustee Madison. Come on, trustee Madison. Get in the game, trustee Madison. All right, seconded by trustee Madison. Any questions on this motion or anything from the administration, actually?
No, they're attending homecoming. They have a whole schedule of events. They get to meet the marching band. They're going to get a tour. They get to go to the game for free, and they compete against 5 other schools. And it's exciting to see our band students competing and getting exposure in other school events and marching band functions.
Anything from the board? Trustee Corcoran?
First, I would like to say that, go get the win, but I had the opportunity of meeting Paul Reisner. If anyone remember him, he was the composer. And I was speaking with him about instruments and music, and to know that this was on the agenda today was actually, it just seems like it was just timing was perfect. And I just want to tell the band director, you know, you're doing a great job. I appreciate you bringing the kids forward, you know, instilling into them the music and letting them know that they can reach whatever it is that they need to reach with, you know, with their talents. And again, go get that win.
Trustee Smith?
Yeah, so Mr. Akins, I'm actually able to hear this band when they practice, and I'm identifying their growth, and they're sounding better and better. I think these field trips, you know, are outstanding exposure to that style and to, you know, the college, university way of life that they have there, you know. So, you know, it's good stuff. This was the first one, I think, Kentucky State. This is the first time we're going to Kentucky State, right? Yeah, normally it's always Ohio. Yeah, normally it's Ohio. Yeah. Normally it's Ohio, you know. Yes, it is. I'm just giving you both, I'm giving you kudos, because I see, you know, I hear it, and I see, you know, the joy that these kids have, even though, you know, I know they have some rough times when you're running them out there in that field, but they're good. They're sounding really good. So I just want to give you kudos and accolades on that one. Yes.
Anything else from members of the board? Yes, I echo the sentiment. If we send you out of state, you gotta go get the dub. Okay.
All right.
All right. Trust.
That pizza got you.
See, this is the last time I do not Ms. Greer, please call the roll.
Clark,
Yes.
Elvin,
Yes.
Madison,
Yes.
Colburn,
Yes.
and Smith.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. We go to information items, and item 9A is athletic equipment. I assume Mr. Phillips will address this?
Yes, I will address that. As part of the superintendent's goals this year is to enhance the experiences of the students in different levels, and athletics was one of the big ones that we were looking into. As you know, we did the bleachers and we did the scoreboards and all that this year to do the gym. But part of that was also bringing in some new equipment for the weight room up in the upper level of the gym, and to also help out with the middle school too, with some equipment. We went out to, we put a bid out and 6 vendors requested that bid, and we had 3 responses for that. And this is gonna be for not only weight equipment, but it's also gonna be for cardio as well, as far as like ellipticals, rowing machines, etc. So that's why we bid this out. We did have, again, 3 vendors respond, and the lowest bidder was, I have the right, Strengthio Fitness of Grand Rapids, Michigan. So they are not only the lowest bid, they're local as well, at $71,000. They are also going to be the incumbent, because they have provided the equipment that's up there now. And it's gonna have our Oak Park logo on it, the sports logo and such, so, that's.
Fancy. So it's gonna be fancy.
It'll be nice.
Remind me, are we under a legal obligation to accept the lowest?
No,
I didn't think so.
no.
And this is all apples to apples?
Yes. In this case.
Well, we asked for more. We asked for specific things, so we'll discuss it before we give you a recommendation. Right now, we gave them as an information item, then we'll dig deeper, then we'll present our recommendation.
All right. Okay, any questions from members of the board? Hearing none, all right, we'll go to item 9B, musical instruments, and I'm sure that you're probably gonna be the follow-up on this
Yep.
one, so go right on ahead.
Yes. Musical instruments fall in the same category. It was one of the goals for the superintendent. The operations department's been helping to facilitate those goals. And with that being said, the musical instruments have been a need for the district for a while. And this is actually for the high school and middle school classes. And we did put that bid out to a number of vendors that, actually 5 had requested, 3 responded. So we're looking into those bids and we'll make a recommendation to that as well.
Okay. Trustee Smith?
Yeah, I just want to say this, that, along with, the sports teams, our look, is how we look to the public in regards to, our points of pride is important. I'm glad that you have brought this to us, and, for recommendations, and I'm glad to see that musical instruments on there, because bright, shiny, and brass, along with a good sound, that attracts, so these points of pride, I'm glad that we're moving forward with this, and I just want to make that note.
Thank you, Trustee Smith. Anything else from members of the board? Hearing none, we will go to communications. Any communications from members of the administration? From members of the board? Any addenda? Our next meeting, Trustee Smith, you have that?
Yes, the next meeting of the Board of Education will be held on Monday, October 9th, 2023, at 7:00 p.m. in the boardroom at the administration building.
Okay. Anything else? Administration, board? Hearing none, wow. If nothing else, without objection, we'll pass a motion to adjourn by unanimous consent. Is there an objection to doing so? Okay, we are hereby adjourned at 7:29.